Indonesia Highlights Luisa Kusnandar joins us live from Davos, Switzerland with the latest from the World Economic Forum's annual meeting.
Hello.
Hello, Luisa.
Hi.
Hi. So thank you for joining us on Indonesia Highlights and for putting on some time to give us an update. So what is the highlight of today's session?
Well, today the World Economic Forum has officially opened, and there will be more than 400 sessions that will start today. Mostly will be held around Davos, but the majority of it will be held at the Congress Center. There are two things that are very special and that is important to note for in this year's WEF. The first being the World Economic Forum this year is going to be the biggest World Economic Forum that has ever been held because it's going to have more than 3,000 participants coming in from all over the world, and there will be more than 50 heads of states and government coming. That includes the representative from Indonesia, which is the Minister of Trade, Enggartia Stolokita, the Minister of Industry, Airlangga Hartarto, the Coordinating Minister of Maritime Minister, Luhut Panjaitan, as well as the Chairman of BKPM, Thomas Lembong. And the second important thing is that this is the first time ever that the President of the Republic of China, Xi Jinping, is attending and speaking at a business summit, which is the World Economic Forum. We also spoke to leaders and participants of the World Economic Forum, and here are their reactions and expectations of President Xi's speech.
Well, I think if you look at 2016, clearly you can see sweeping political changes happening in many parts of the world. And I think this is a clear indication that the general population is becoming disillusioned and angry with the global leadership. And they look at the general public looks at their incomes and sees them stagnating. They look at their quality of life and they don't see any improvement. They look at the onward march of globalization and they're very concerned about that. They see the transformations coming under the fourth industrial revolution, and they worry about what that means for their lives and in particular what it means for jobs. So this is the first year where we've had the President of China, President Xi, will be attending Davos this year, which is enormously exciting. And I think from the perspective of the forum, one of the things that we really want to discuss during this meeting is looking at new forms of global collaboration, because it's obvious that we're increasingly moving into a multipolar world where there are more than one dominant, big economies, China obviously being one of the rapidly rising ones. So we want to try to stimulate some discussion around how do we form new and forge new forms of collaboration to manage this new multipolar world.
Who is going to be the leader in the kind of championing for an open but fair and equitable world trading system? It used to be the U.S. and the West, but now at the moment they're absent. So should it be Asia? Should it be China? As you know, President Xi Jinping is going to come here and give the opening remarks in an hour. And it's a peculiar, everybody's saying, this is really peculiar. We're asking for China in Davos to take the lead in globalization. It's like a really turnaround of situation in the world today. But we do hope that, at least because we come from Asia, that maybe this is the time for Asia to take the leadership role, a good leadership role.
All right, so Luisa, it's been mentioned more than once. I'm sure every media has underlined the fact that President Xi Jinping is in the World Economic Forum for the first time, any head of state from China to address the Economic Forum, and that in itself is a statement. And I understand he underlined the looming threats of anti-globalization that we are seeing. But what are other key points in his speech that was worthy to note?
Well, President Xi Jinping's speech today is definitely the highlight of the day. everyone is anticipating his speech. And one of the remarks that has received a huge applause from the audience is in relation to Trump's protectionism policies, where President Xi said, and I quote, he said, "Pursuing protectionism is just like locking oneself in the dark room. Wind and rain might be kept outside, but so are light and air." And he also emphasized that global economy is like a big ocean that we can't escape, but instead he is asking all the ASEAN countries to see it as an opportunity and to work together to meet the challenges.
And I also understand that he said that there's no winners in world trade. He warns us of that as well. So what are other discussions that you're looking forward to witness and report on in the coming days, Luisa?
Well, apart from all the other sessions that are going to be held at the Congress Center, we also have two very special events that is coming up in the coming days. The first being the Indonesian night that will be happening on Wednesday night. It's been an ongoing tradition where we have this Indonesian night where a lot of government officials and also businessmen from Indonesia and all over the world will be coming. They will have a good time to network, to mingle with each other, and they can also watch an Indonesian performance and also taste Indonesian delicacies in Davos. And apart from that, we also have a session partnering with Berita Satu. This will happen on Friday afternoon, where our very own Lipo Group's Executive Director, John Riyadi, will be moderating this session. And there will be several VIPs in this session. Namely, there is the Prime Minister of Vietnam, Nguyen Xuan Phuc, and also the Prime Minister of Cambodia, Samdech Tekno Hun Sen. So yeah, we have a lot of events coming up, and it will be more exciting days coming up. Back to you, Flo.
All right, we're looking forward to more exciting news from Davos. But last question before we go, how are you keeping warm in Davos, Luisa?
Trying to. I'm barely coping. It's like minus 12 degrees and it's really cold. But you know what? I mean, it's a very worthy experience because it's just a very exciting event to be involved in, really.
Thank you, Luisa, for joining us, and we look forward to more updates from you from Davos right here on Jakarta Globe News Channel.